Youth Arise Organization, a body of young professionals dedicated to the principles and values of youth work towards the development of young people, have built change makers and young role models for a decade. And to mark this milestone, the organization initiated a colloquium in the season of Ghana's independence as a build-up towards its 10th anniversary celebration, slated for November 2022. Resource persons from various institutions graced the event to contribute their intellectual resources in developing the Youth Arise Organization's ambassadors, who spring from Ghana's 13 regions, the Southern African states of Malawi and Morocco. Dr. Kojo Asante, Director of Advocacy and Policy Management at the Center for Democratic Development, spoke on the theme European Colonization, the Struggles for Independence, Government and Leadership during the anniversary lectures organized by Youth Arise Organization. During the lectures, he made mention of Africa's overdependency on foreign aid for local manufacturing. He also mentioned that bad leadership has resulted in coup d'etats leading to economic retardation in Africa.
African modes of thought, patterns of cultural development and ways of life. Many scholars, including Walter Wardney in his award-winning book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, argue that European colonization and the legacies of colonialism are the reason for Africa's underdevelopment. To start with, Africa's local labor and productive economies, as well as social cohesion, was significantly disrupted by the Atlantic slave trade. The processes of imperialism, colonization, and the economic policies that accompanied it all contributed. The main objective of colonization was to exploit the natural, human, and economic resources of the continent to benefit the European colonists. Now, although we point out to colonial legacies and the arrangements of the international system as a cause to Africa problem, we cannot completely remove the ultimate responsibility for development from the shoulders of African leaders who took power from the colonists, and in the jurisdictions that they were left with, some left with very huge sums of money. Although one can talk about imperial powers, the Western imperial powers and their contribution to Africa's underdevelopment, continuing blaming Western powers for the current state of Africa's current state of Africa decades after most countries gain independence, is simply a failure to take responsibility. And as Dr. Okansi said, it's time for us to move on and confront what is ahead of us. Now, this is not to dismiss the ongoing detrimental repercussions of imperialism and neocolonialism, but rather to recognize the order, and in order to turn things around, we must accept responsibility for our own actions. We must confront ourselves with questions and deliver brutally honest responses.
Dr. Peter Carlos Okante, founder and president of Palm Institute, mentioned in his address as special guest the need for all citizens to remain committed to ensure a new vision for Africa. He mentioned bad leadership, unpatriotic citizens, and unprepared governments as reason for Africans' unstable leadership.
Our successes must inform our future leadership vision, goals, choices, and decisions. Finally, I wish to reiterate our commitment as a university college. I want to say that Palm is committed and dedicated by all standards to the Youth Arise mission, and we will do everything in our strength and power to ensure that the work of Youth Arise and its stakeholders continue to the very level that you envision. We want to participate and collaborate to train and develop ethical and excellent leaders in Ghana and Africa to lead our country and our continent to greatness. I am a believer in the African dream. I believe that Africa is worthier than every other continent in the world. If you and I seated here today will make a commitment that when we are in our little corner, we would ensure that we are doing what is right to advance the cause of our country and continent. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 65 years from now, Africa will be in a better place.
Some young participants at the event raised concerns during the ceremony about lack of opportunities for youth and if Africa's democracy should be reviewed.
Do we have to develop our own system of leadership, governance, or we still have to rely on the liberal system that was imposed on us by our colonizers, where in Africa our perspective on ethics is based on communalism, which is socialism?
According to Mr. Moses Bafo Ewa, the global CEO of Youth Arise organization, a flag shows presence of an organization. And now during the flag of the organization, he proceeded to explain the key elements of the flag. Those in attendance were also thrilled by performances in forms of spoken word.
Our responsibility in upholding the integrity of our mother Africa. We failed to rise responsibly for her success, but succeeded to rise responsibly for her failure. We murdered Africa, wandering about in her streets, trading our patriotism for materialism. We sold the empathy we had for her well-being to purchase enmity to counter her unity. This is where we inserted the syringe of carelessness into her skin and released the fluid of I don't care.
And choreography.
It's the greatest day of our life. See, no matter what happens, at least we can say we came, we saw, we tried. We're choosing the way. We'll do what it takes to get to the top of the highest mountain. We'll do anything. We've got to prove ourselves, 'cause we know, oh, Africa. It's our time to shine.
Attention was centered on sanitation, the need to practice good hygiene, and this was reiterated by streaming audiovisual materials which highlighted the poor state of Ghana's sanitation. The program projected an educational phase by launching an essay competition meant to give young people from diverse backgrounds platform to express their views about the menace of poor sanitation and how it could be curbed through writing. The Youth Arise Anniversary Lecture tackled issues of failed leadership in Africa and charged the youth to be committed, addressed the menace of poor sanitation, and adored its flag, which stands as an emblem that communicates the values of the organization and its unwavering stance on affecting the world through youth work.
Orange here represents our roots. With my national leaders, my wife, our board of directors, Madam Della Akoles. I have a lot of nice things to say about them. On behalf of all of them, on behalf of our board chair who is not here. So this morning, one of our board members were here, Mr. YAO. On behalf of all of them, we adore this flag. In the name of God and Father.
And shine, being role models for others to follow. Let it shine so bright. Keep it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Discover the leader in you and become a beacon of light. Don't live life by chance, by choice. Don't give up and don't give in. Be the best that you can be and lead the way. Youth arise and shine, for others to follow. Let it shine so bright. Keep it focused and leading the way. Youth arise and shine, being role models for others to follow. Let it shine so bright as the stars above. Youth arise, 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 youth arise.
The event was responsibly coordinated and pillared with thought-provoking lectures that would linger in the hearts and minds of all attendees and groom them into harbingers of change. Youth Arise, raising young role models. LGTP, where leaders emerge.
That you can be and lead the way. Youth arise and shine, being role models for others to follow. Let it shine so bright. Keep it focused and leading the way. Youth arise and shine, being role models for others to follow. Let it shine so bright as the stars above. youth arise, youth arise, youth